I'm gonna finish. La la
La la, wait till I get my money right.
Tupac told me back in the days, you know, you had to get your money right and then you go to war. So I'm going to war.
Excuse me, was you saying something? You can't tell me nothing.
Y'all finally touched the person that's not gonna take it anymore.
You can't tell me nothing.
Okay, can I finish?
Interview adjourned. Peace.
Hey y'all, what's up? And we really are going to war, guys. It is a war out there. And if you don't know, now you know. Okay, it's your girl Kelly. We are back again with another video. Thank you so much for being here with me today, clicking on this video. I appreciate it. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, guys. We get into a variety of topics. We do true crime, politics, news, culture, all of the sorts. So if that interests you, please go ahead and join me. And if you're not new, then guys, hit me with a like, hit me with a comment. You know, I would love to see some interaction from you guys. I've been having problems with my YouTube channel lately. I just feel like, I don't know, YouTube either hates me or, you know, maybe my videos and, you know, I just suck. I'm not sure which one. You know, again, these videos are you know, just for me, but they're also for you. So please interact, guys. Let me know that you're here. Show some love, and I will show it back. Greatly appreciate that. And you might be asking, you know, what do you mean by war? Like, what is that? What is that? Are you being funny? Is it a euphemism? Well, I wish it was, guys. I really wish it was, because we're in a war is what I mean. Certain cities, you know, are fighting against very real bad faith actors who are rioting and burning down cities as we speak. Guys, it's not just a 2020, you know, flashback. This is current events, okay? So were y'all aware of the riots happening in Atlanta? And I mean, that might sound stupid, but like, because, I don't know, it's like a huge kind of story, but I really haven't seen much coverage, and I really haven't been that, I mean, I knew that this was happening, but I wasn't really exactly sure of the full story until I really started digging into it and seeing, you know, what the hell is going on in Atlanta? ATL, what it do? You know, like, what is happening over yonder? So we're going to get into that today, guys. We're going to talk about basically what set this whole thing off. We're going to get into some of the clips of the, you know, the scenes on the ground there. And I would love to know what you guys think, because it is a controversial topic, you know, so I'll try to present it as unbiased as possible. Obviously, I have an initial bias going in because I'm very against Antifa, just as an idea, as a whole, as a group. But, you know, we're gonna get into the cause, and I want to know what you guys think about it. So let's just dive right on in, guys, and get this thing on the road, okay? So I'm gonna start off with a little bit of the background story. So this article is going to be from the Gateway Pundit. So let me get that pulled up here, and here we go. Okay. Antifa militant killed after allegedly shooting and wounding state policemen just outside the police training facility near Atlanta. Okay, so far-left protester from Stop Cop City ATL, a communist group, and possibly Antifa, Antifa, I'm going to correct that for you, was killed Wednesday after shooting and wounding a Georgia State Patrol trooper, according to the Georgia Department of Public Safety. The incident occurred just outside of the Cop City Police Training Center near Atlanta. This is not the first time Antifa militants have caused serious trouble for the police in the Atlanta area. So there was another incident back in December where the Atlanta police arrested 5 Antifa members on terrorism charges after the police found bombs, flares, gasoline, and weapons near the training facility. So here are the details from Fox Atlanta. A Georgia State Patrol trooper was shot and a protester was killed during a confrontation near the site of the controversial Cop City Atlanta Police Department training facility on Wednesday. At some point, Wright says the protesters fired a shot, hitting the officer. Officers returned fire, killing the suspect. Georgia Bureau of Investigation Director Michael Register said a protester opened fire first. It happened while law enforcement were clearing an area in the woods. An individual without warning shot a GSP trooper. Other law enforcement personnel returned fire in self-defense and evacuated the trooper to a safe area. The individual who fired upon law enforcement and shot the trooper was killed in the exchange of gunfire. Wright said the injured trooper is out of surgery and in stable condition. So, interesting. They have not released the identity of the trooper, but it says, or the person killed in the incident, but actually we do have that, name. We're going to get into it in just 1 second. Let's look at this video real quick.
A Georgia state trooper was shot and a protester killed during what the GBI director called a clearing operation.
And so, from what I understand, is what's happening here, guys, is that this site right here, which has not been fully cleared, is going to be like the future site of a training facility for law enforcement. And so the local progressives there, Antifa members, don't like that. They don't like it, and so they're pitching a fit as per usual, and they're deciding that they're gonna basically squat in the forest and put an end to what the city has already approved to be the future site of this training facility. So just you can think of that what you will. It's a noble cause, I guess, but it's just kind of like, this is not how you go. This is not how we go about things. We have a society here, and in order to keep things flowing, we can't just allow people to, put an end to things just because it's at their whim. Like they don't like it, so they're gonna go and like disrupt and get in other people's way. People ultimately just have jobs to do, and you're affecting everyone else's life just because it's a decision that you don't agree with, and you're just one person or a group of people. It's kind of selfish.
At the controversial Cop City Atlanta Police Department training facility. Thanks so much for joining us today for Fox 5 News at 4. I'm Christine Spiro. This all unfolded about 9:30 this morning. We have live team coverage of the shooting, which happened on the DeKalb County property that will soon turn into a huge training facility for the Atlanta Police and Fire Departments. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes is live at the hospital where that officer is recovering. We begin first with Fox 5's Angelique Proctor in DeKalb County, where the shooting took place. Angelique.
Good afternoon, Christine. The GBI director just wrapped up a news conference, and he makes it clear these so-called protesters at Cop City, he says, are actually criminals who he says are terrorizing this area and have been doing so for some time. The good news, that trooper is stable, but the suspect in this case did not survive. Our Fox 5 cameras were rolling when state troopers pulled a defiant protester out of the woods at Cop City Wednesday. It happened shortly after the GBI says a routine clearing operation to flush activists out of the forest turned deadly.
An individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper. Other law enforcement.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's what you already said in the article. So I don't want to drag this portion of the story on. This is like the least interesting part. Basically, they're just describing what we just described in the article. Do you guys believe it? Because the one thing I will say, just like I said, I'm trying to be unbiased, is that do y'all have proof that they fired upon you guys first? I mean, y'all are the police. Y'all have dash cam footage. Y'all have in some instances body cam footage. I'd be curious to even see the footage that the protesters in the forest have. There has to be some way to prove what it is that you're saying, and I think that if y'all have that, it needs to be released sooner rather than later, because I seem to recall certain instances, Ruby Ridge pops into my mind, where the police tend to lie about certain things. Okay, so they might say that this person fired on us first, so we had to return fire. Well, did they? I'm skeptical. So I want us to remain skeptical of authority in all cases and just release the proof, because it's just that simple. And I'm not agreeing with anything that the protesters did by being there in the woods and camping out on property that doesn't belong to them. But at the same time, we need to know for sure. Okay, so that's all I will say about that. Let's move on to the next article. This is from the Daily Mail. The Antifa protester who was shot dead after he opened fire and hit one of them. Let's see. This is the man killed during a deadly shootout has been identified as Manuel Esteban Paez Terran, 26, and 7 others were slapped with domestic terrorism and criminal trespass charges. So the 26-year-old was shot dead after allegedly opening fire at a Georgia State Patrol trooper during a clearing operation at the site of of the so-called autonomous zone at the site of the future $90 million Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. What? Since when do y'all just get to declare things autonomous zones? Okay, no, absolutely not. I mean, just please stop. Okay. Since 2021, Antifa and other far-left extremists from around the U.S. have occupied the area to prevent the construction of what they dubbed Cop City. So this has been ongoing since June of 2021. This is my first time hearing about this. You know, like, what? Why has this not been, broadcast as, like, a newsworthy thing? The fact that we've had squatters living in these forests trying to deter a $90 million building project. And shouldn't this have been done by now? Like, June of 2021? Get some Mexicans from Texas, shoot them out there, and they'll have that done for you, quick, fast, in like 3 months. Okay, what is going on? What, like, so they're this much, they're disrupting the project this much that this has been ongoing for almost 2 years now. Wow, Atlanta. And then y'all are worried about what? Y'all are over there worried about rappers and like Young Thug and what? Okay, all right. This is already a shit show. So, okay. The GBI said a Georgia State Patrol trooper was shot and severely injured during the raid by a man. And this is the Antifa member that was killed by the police, apparently. So, let's see. Atlanta community reacts to police killing a forest defender, Manuel Terran. So let's get into this quick video. No bad protesters and no good cops. First of all, I don't like your chants. Your chant, it doesn't roll off the tongue. There's no like rhyme to it. It just doesn't flow. Can y'all rethink it? Go back to the drawing board. Get back to me, and we'll meet here again in a week. So just that gives you plenty of time. Think of something better because I don't like it. First of all. Second of all, no bad protesters. What about the ones that are like shooting guns or lighting things on fire or breaking into businesses and smashing windows? What about those guys? Are those those are good protesters? And then what about the cops? Like, there's no good cops. So all of the people who are keeping the city safe and arresting murderers and rapists and people that want to harm you, those are all bad people. It's just, the slogan ain't it. It ain't it. Please get back to me. Think it through. Okay, so there's no talking on this video, so we're going to hop right on out of that. All right, so the injured Georgia State Patrol trooper was taken to a local hospital where he underwent surgery. Okay, so they're not naming that man at this time. So a handgun and shell casings were located at the scene in the forest area, I believe. They have a picture of the gun. Oh, wow, look at those. Okay. During the multi-agency operation, GBI said approximately 25 campsites were located and removed from the site. So these people are just living out there homeless as fuck. What is going on, you vagabonds? I mean, look at these. First of all, okay, let me. Oh God, y'all can see the pictures. I don't need to comment on them. Okay, anyways, additionally, mortar-style fireworks, multiple-edged weapons, pellet rifles, gas masks, and a blowtorch were recovered. Not safe, guys, in a forest. Blowtorch, fire, forest, no, doesn't go good. Okay, so 3 people contacted in connection with the materials were asked to provide their names to authorities and then let go, whatever that means. Okay. So this is interesting here. 7 others were arrested and charged with domestic terrorism and criminal trespass, with additional charges pending. They include, and listen to the locations, guys, where these people are from, okay? Mind you, this is happening in Atlanta, Georgia, okay, which is in the South. If you don't know where Atlanta is, I'm sure most of my intelligent viewers know where this is at, but in case you don't know, it's in the very, very South, tucked away, right above Florida, okay? So these are where these people are from. We have Jeffrey Parsons, age 20, of Maryland. Okay, way up north. Timothy Murphy, age 25, of Maine, even further north. Spencer Bernard of Pennsylvania, again, same area. Matthew Ernest McCarr of Pennsylvania. Sarah, Wesolowski of Pennsylvania. Christopher Reynolds of Ohio. Teresa Shin of New York. And this is just some. Okay, some of the people that we're going to talk about who were causing all sorts of havoc, okay? Shin is an alumna of the Manhattan Liberal Arts Institution, Barnard College, while McCarr graduated with a master's degree in international affairs from Penn State. Wow. In 2016, okay? Liberto and Wesolowski appear to be in a relationship based on social media photos and posts, okay, and seem to have a long history of left-leaning politics. And here's the happy couple. Wow. Look at y'all. How cute. Okay. Yeah. So she follows groups on Twitter such as Defend Atlanta Forest, which is the main social media group representing the autonomous zone. Okay, perfect. And who are you, ma'am? Wesolowski's Twitter account shows she follows some Antifa groups and the Defend Atlanta Forest account. Okay, perfect. She also appeared to frequently like posts from far left extremist Pittsburgh group Filler Distro. Okay, they are one of several groups calling for violent retribution against law enforcement over the death of one of its members. Filler Distro tweeted a call for retaliation against police, with further instructions from its now suspended Twitter account, Scenes from the Atlanta Forest. According to the screenshot obtained before the account was suspended, it said, consider this a call for reciprocal violence to be done to the police and their allies. That would be you, maybe, possibly. If you support police, they're talking to you. Yep, that's right. Okay. So on Friday, January 20th, wherever you are invited to participate in a night of rage in order to honor the memory of our fallen comrade. The protesters, who call themselves forest defenders, are claiming the police murdered one of their own and have been demanding action. Okay, and just take a look at this, guys, okay? The person killed by police in the forest has been identified as ACPC as Manuel Turan. Manuel was a beloved member of the community. They were generous, okay, running a mutual aid group. In our conversations with those that loved them, 2 words consistently came up: kind and fierce. And why, do you ask, am I using those pronouns? Because that's Manuel. He went by they, it, okay, pronouns. So, they're respecting that. I won't be, but they are. Okay, so in several posts sweeping social media, the group claims police are lying and refusing to release body cam footage of the incident. So that's interesting, guys. Again, like I said, I'm not just gonna just be completely one-sided here. I do think that is the thing to do right now. And if it turns out that they lied and they did shoot upon these protesters first, then they ought to be in big fucking trouble. Really, they really ought to have major repercussions, and whoever fired and possibly killed someone first should be charged. But does that call for the violence that was done on Atlanta in return for that? No, absolutely not. Not even close. Not even one iota. Do those things correlate? But there should be some accountability here. Somebody died, and it's up to the GBI or the Atlanta police, whoever has the footage, to find it and release it. Full transparency immediately. It's a no-brainer, really. I think that's the easiest thing to do right now. So, let's see. This is a picture of them. Wow, look at that, guys. Wow, no cop city. So they look peaceful. Like, I mean, how would you feel if you ran into this group in the forest? You know, would you feel safe? Would you feel like, oh yeah, they look nice? You know, I don't know. Y'all let me know. So I'm not gonna read this whole thing again. Here's the call to action. That this Twitter page was apparently suspended. So they calling for a night of rage, which is exactly what happened. Defend the forest. This is a picture of the police. I don't know who took that shot. It's like, seems like from a drone or something. These are more of the protesters who had to be dragged up out of there. Again, more of the protesters. Nicholas Olson. Here we have Serena Hertel. Here we have Francis Carroll. Okay, wait. I want to. Do we know where these people are from? Okay, wait. I have it. Let me show you guys the picture. Okay, so Nashville, Nevada, Spokane, Grosse Island, Michigan. Okay, Decatur, and Maine. Okay, these are where these people came from. They came from far and wide to defend an Atlanta forest. I mean, who's funding this? I would like to know. Who is providing these people with the money to live, the money to travel across the state, the possible bail money, the money to defend themselves if they are arrested? Who's funding this? That's another thing that I feel like we need to be finding out. It's all fine and dandy to go and arrest these people and, you know, bring charges forth and, you know, we can put it on TV and say, look how great this is. You know, we're doing something about this. We're actually stopping this. We're not like Minnesota over there that just lets, or Washington State over there that just lets people riot for days and days and weeks. We're doing something. Well, why don't you do something else and figure out what is the root of this disgusting and sick, perverse movement that is honestly trying to overthrow our government and our country, if we're being totally honest. I mean, that is Antifa's goal. You know, they don't want to bargain. They don't want to compromise. They don't want to live peacefully. They want to disrupt, and they want to overthrow the current state of affairs. So if we have any sort of, you know, opposition against that, then it's time to start figuring out where this is actually all coming from. It's not coming from just a random group of 6 or 7 people who are coming from all corners of the country, you know, just deciding to like band together and defend a random ass forest in Atlanta. No, the message is being spread somehow. The organization is being funded. The travel is being funded. The weaponry, the clothing, the campsites, all of these things, food is all being funded. I guarantee you these people don't have jobs, okay? I mean, they're camping out in the forest, so who's paying for it? Let's figure it out, guys. It's not that at all. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to understand, you know, the concept of, can we put an end to this if we don't really figure out where it's all coming from? No, I don't think, no, yeah, it doesn't make sense, okay? So let's get back into it. This guy right here, Francis Carroll, is the son of a millionaire Maine surgeon who grew up in a stunning mansion in one of the most luxurious beach towns on the East Coast. So privileged, okay? And from the looks of his eyes, there's also drugs being funded here. So, I mean, there's just like, it's a big money operation, guys. We can see from his pupils. You know, just saying. But you are rich. You come from a well-off family, so, you know, who knows? Maybe you have a bank. Maybe you're the bank. You know, these are just questions we need to be asking. I think they deserve answers. So, okay, let's see if there's any others. Okay, so here we have, wow, Aronson. I'm sorry, is that, what the fuck is this name? Arion Robinson. And then we have Leonard Viocel. Wow, I'm sure your mothers are proud. So yeah, guys, what do y'all think so far? Let's get into the actual riot. Okay, that was a little background. And this is what happened. On Saturday night, Antifa members, this is from the Post-Millennial also, Antifa members took to the streets of Atlanta to throw rocks at and light fires outside of the Atlanta Police Foundation after the now suspended Atlanta Forest Twitter account called for a night of rage following the fatal shooting of one of their members. So Andy No tweeted, breaking, far-left extremists and Antifa gathering for revenge against law enforcement in Atlanta over the killing of their gunmen at the Autonomous Zone, smashed up businesses and set Atlanta police vehicle on fire. So let's get into his video. Andy No's a great source if you want anything and everything Antifa.
But an Atlanta police vehicle is on fire. Yeah, we should back up.
Yeah, I think so, bitch.
Or those shots are from the car. That is actually kind of dangerous.
Actually, you think it's kind of dangerous? Interesting. What makes you think that? Okay. A white female arrested at the violent attack on the Atlanta Police Foundation tries to pull a George Floyd by shouting, "I can't breathe," when she was standing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Far-left extremists gathered for a revenge riot over the shooting death of their gunmen. Okay, so let's watch this.
Are you okay?
Take that thing off her head. Expose the bitch.
Get out the street!
Oh, please. Girl. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Are you appropriating a thing? White woman, back down, okay? Don't try to do a thing, we're not doing that. That's what we're not going to do. So, in addition to smashing up businesses, cars, and the ATL Police Foundation, far-left extremists came with arson supplies to set an Atlanta police vehicle on fire. The riot was organized, keyword organized, again, I will ask by whom, and it was organized as revenge for their gunmen dying. Okay, let's watch this. So these are familiar scenes, guys. We've seen this all before.
Got police with the rifles.
Okay, so, and let's see, there's other reporting on the scene there. This is from the mayor, apparently. The mayor of Atlanta. I thought that was that. Oh, no. Wait. I thought it was that Keisha. Oh, that's right. Okay, I was thinking it was that Keisha Bottoms bitch, but I think she went to go work at the White House with Joe Mama. So let's see what the mayor, Andre Dickens, had to say.
Many of them don't even live in Atlanta or in the state of Georgia, and they don't represent the voices of Atlanta. And some of them were found with explosives on them. You heard that correctly, explosives.
He didn't stutter.
And that has led to a police officer's car being set on fire, and other destruction has occurred. And so, make no mistake about it, these individuals meant harm to people and to property. And so to the
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I was thinking this whole time that it was that black liberal lady that was the mayor of Atlanta, but I guess I forgot she got sent right off to Washington, D.C. But yeah, guys, so I want to go now to Andy No's Twitter page directly. I think this is it here, because like I said, he just does great coverage of Antifa. And if you want to go check his page out, he does great reporting. So apparently this is the gun, okay, that they found. Again, I would like to see body cam footage, because, okay, that's fine. Y'all found a gun, great, but, let's see some documentation going along with it. And it's mighty interesting. All these cigarette butts just so curiously surrounding the gun. I'm not saying anything, that this was planted. I think that it's fine and dandy to release photos like this in suggestive ways, and to release, statements like that, oh, they fired upon us first. That's great if that's what happened. But if you're going to make these sorts of claims and put out these sorts of things, why not just put out some like evidence, like some receipts to back it up? I mean, that just seems like in this day and age of surveillance that we're living in, it would be easy to do. You know, that's all I'm going to say for law enforcement. If you guys want to be taken as a legitimate source of truthful material, truthful narratives and truthful like stories, truth telling basically, then y'all need to like just provide a little bit more. It's like not just enough to just give us a picture of a gun laying by a bunch of cigarette butts. How did it, how did it get there? Who found it? It's not that hard. Okay. So let me go back here to Andy Knows Twitter page. Who's this? Okay. Jared Riley Dowell, the daughter, in quotes, of the Democrat House Minority Whip, Rep. Kay Clark, was released on a $500 cash bond today in Boston. They are accused of blooding a police officer at an Antifa direct action in solidarity with the Atlanta Autonomous Zone occupation. So this is a daughter here? This is a daughter of a person? This is, what is this? What is going on? This is his crimes right here? Okay. Interesting. Okay, interesting there. Yeah. So again, this was the footage of Antifa and Black Bloc marching through downtown Atlanta.
If you build it, we will burn it. If you build it, we will burn it. If you build it, we will burn it.
If you build it, we will what? Okay, wait. Let's see if we can just like understand what it is that's being said here. It's, first of all, a woman shrieking into a bullhorn, okay? Not the best projection here. Can we get a man with a deep booming voice? Or even like a trans with a deep booming voice? I don't know. I mean, just, her voice is very piercing. So let's see if we can hear. Okay. If you build it, we will burn it. Okay, so better slogan, okay? There's some, iteration there, build, burn. So, yeah, I'd give it like a 7, still not great, still not perfect. Maybe like 7's being generous. I'll give it a 6, okay? So, definitely better than the other one. Miles better, so good on you. Okay, so this is some aftermath of the attacks on businesses there in the downtown Atlanta area. As you guys can see, glass has been smashed on the building windows. I'm sure there was looting going on. Again, this is the daughter of this woman. I'm assuming this is the Democratic rep. Yeah, Catherine Clark. Every person should be celebrated and free to live safely, regardless of their gender expression. Today, Riley and I are celebrating International Non-Binary Peoples Day with a reminder that inclusivity and acceptance make our community stronger. We see you. Well, I see you, and I see you with a son, and, that's what's going on. We all have eyes. We understand what it is, and there's no such thing as non-binary. I'm sorry, you have a mentally ill child there, and instead of entertaining his delusions, you'd be well off to seek him some professional help. But that's not what you're going to do, because you're also mentally disturbed, and sometimes you just can't help people. So wow. So again, are you guys surprised? There's already a GoFundMe up for this person. Is this allowed? GoFundMe, are you guys gonna allow this? Like, y'all ripped down the GoFundMe for the trucker protests in Canada, am I right? Like, am I recalling that right, or was that memory hold? Where the truckers were protesting the now, very scandalized vaccines and the mandates up in Canada, and y'all took that opportunity to rip their funds away from them and to rip their GoFundMe down and basically disavow them and say that they were bad people when they were actual protesters. But y'all are going to allow this individual to raise funds on your website? So let GoFundMe know about, if you guys disagree with that, let them know what you think about it, guys, because I think that's abhorrent. I think this is absolutely vile. Honestly, this is just, should never be okay. So let's see if there's anything else we want to look at here. just more photos. You guys can check out Andy's page. Like I said, he posts really good stuff. There was one that I wanted to see. I don't know if it was on his page. I'm trying to find it. What is this? Chester Chong, chairman of the China. Wow, there's a lot of C's. Chester Chong, chairman of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce, LA, told ABC7 the Monterey. Okay, wait. This has to do with the Monterey thing. Okay, moving on. Next, not connected. So, there was something else I wanted to show y'all, but I guess it wasn't on this page. It was like basically comparing the I don't know. It was comparing this event to I don't want to ruin it, because if I stumble upon it like somewhere else, then I feel like it's gonna be a ruination. Okay, anyways, so y'all can see what's going on here. If y'all want to check out these clips and all of these tweets and stuff that Andy has posted here, this is the place for you to go. Wow, a pregnant man, gross. Anywho, not again unrelated. So let's move on to this here. So National Conservative tweeted this is an example of the activism of the Atlanta Treehouse Antifa. So these were the kinds of things that they were doing, guys. So because they didn't want something built, they disagreed with a point of view. They disagreed with the building of a police training facility. So in reaction to that disagreement, they set other people's property and building materials and vehicles on fire. Does that sound like a peaceful protest, or like even like a legitimate form of protest? Because to me, no, it does not. I mean, we didn't see any of this from the protesters in Canada, or even the protesters in the Capitol. Like, yes, there was some some like shoving. There was some like hitting of people with like flag poles, but those people were riled up. I already did a video fully laying out the very weird, things that were going on in the crowd on January 6th in a previous video. So I might link that at the end here, but I would definitely check that video out, because there was a lot more going on January 6th than we all know. Even me, who did a very excellent deep dive, might I just say, on that. But yeah, this is not protesting. This is not a peaceful cause. You guys are being disruptive. You guys are being destructive and disruptive. That's a good, hey, put that in the bank for future slogans. Just saying. I can help you guys out. So let's move on to this here. Okay, so this is a clip which will include basically a soundbite from CNN. And I wanted to play this for you guys because it was just truly amazing to see. So this is going to be like Inception, a CNN clip inside of a Fox News clip. But this is what we have here, guys. This is the state of mainstream media. But this is worth it, so I wanted to include it, okay?
Domestic terrorism after the demonstration over the police shooting death of an activist devolved into complete chaos. It also turned into war against cops. Rioters set a police cruiser on fire, smashed windows, spray painted and trashed businesses. And Atlanta's police chief says some of the protesters even had explosive devices on them.
And so it doesn't take a rocket scientist or an attorney to tell you that breaking windows and setting fire is not protest. That is terrorism. And that they will be charged accordingly, and they will find that this police department and the partnership is equally committed to stop that activity.
But some in the media are trying to downplay the destruction right in front of our own eyes.
Tell us, girl.
I think that there's a real blurring of the lines in the use of the word violence. Is property destruction violence? To some people, it certainly is. But, this idea that breaking windows or other acts of property destruction are the same as actual violence against humans it's kind of a dangerous and slippery concept. You keep using these words, violent. The only acts of violence against people that I saw were actually police tackling protesters.
Are you kidding me?
From the comfort and safety.
Literally what? Sorry guys, that was a little extra clip I just threw in there. Yep, that's right. It's called we do a little extra a little extra production here. That was a little clip that I inserted. I hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you could hear it. I don't know. But so yeah, apparently guys, it's not violence if you go and use, weapons such as heavy rocks or bats or even like explosive devices to destroy other people's property and to then put other people's lives at risk if there are people inside of those buildings that you're destroying. No, that's not violence. So where have we heard this before? It's giving me 2020 peaceful, but I'm sorry, yeah, mostly peaceful protest. Where just what? What even are you talking? When people say this, and it's, I will call it like it is, it's Democrats. It's progressives, it's leftists. When they say this, they just completely defeat their own arguments because it is a straw man argument. It is absolutely ridiculous, and it doesn't even make sense. If they would sit down and listen to themselves for 1 second, just, ask yourself, would I like that to happen to me if I did nothing wrong? If I was just a simple, innocent bystander who was having my business, my livelihood, and you don't know if there's people inside these buildings, would I like that done to me? Would I consider that to be violence? And if you're going to say, no, yeah, I wouldn't mind if they're doing that to me. They're mad, they're mad over something that has nothing to do with me. So it's justified. If you can sit up here and say that to my face, I will call you a liar. And I really don't think we have anything to talk about because you're a ridiculous person if you say that. So let me fast forward to the end here. Let me see. Okay, let's get into
the peaceful protester.
Well, and those protesters are actually protesting an Atlanta Public Safety Training Center that the protesters call Cop City because they're upset about trees getting chopped down. That's what they're upset about. Is they're upset that there's going to be a facility that's being funded for public safety in Georgia, in Atlanta. They're upset about trees.
And again, guys, let's not kid ourselves. This is not about trees. This is not about the environment. This is not even about the purpose of the building, which is going to be a police training facility. This is about a group of destructive individuals who are progressive in their politics, and they don't like the way our country is, the fundamental, core of our country. They don't agree with it, and they want to change it. And they want to change it now. And they will do anything to achieve that goal. Going so far as to burn whole cities down over nothing. So let's just stop kidding ourselves at this point in time where we're at and understand that all of these social justice, causes that are being held up by these activists and these protesters, quote unquote, they really have nothing to do with the end result of what they're actually, causing. So let's just understand that if we can have that as a base level, truth, then maybe we can move forward and, like I said, actually figure out the root cause of these groups and who is funding this and maybe put a stop to it, because you don't get to do that. I'm sorry, that would be the same thing as super far right groups doing the same exact thing. Okay, because they don't like the direction that the country is going in, so they decide to burn cities down over minute causes. No one group is allowed to do that in this country. I wouldn't agree with it on the far right, on the far left, on the moderate side. It's not okay. That's not how we're doing things in this society, in this country. It's just not. You can argue your points. You can have open discussion. I'm all for it. But once you start doing these sorts of things, there's a difference between activism and protesting and anarchy, which is what these people are. So just want to get that straight. I just want to state that. And what do you guys think about it? So these individuals were also in court, okay? So the 6 that we went over in the beginning of this video, which included the son who grew up in the very prestigious mansion. The son of the doctor were in court. So let's just listen to a little bit of this.
Bond in regards to his case, the judge, per the fact that the judge has stated this time, we respectfully submit that the defendant in this case we submit is clearly a danger to the community based on the charges that was committed by the defendant. Judge, there were numerous property damage as well as dangers to the police officers in regards to the nature of the crimes that committed. Per the fact that, Judge, these offenses were of a violent nature, which makes them clearly a danger to the community. More importantly, Judge, we submit that there is a risk to reoffend in regards to these particular crimes, Judge, in regards that related to the Atlanta, defendant Atlanta Forest, which was also, Judge, related to a Georgia state patrolman that was subsequently shot earlier, and then these incidents transpired, Judge. We respectfully submit at this time the defendant in this case, even though I believe he is from the state of Georgia, Judge, but we submit that he was actually maybe one of the primary organizers, since he is local, Judge, and a lot of the other defendants are not. So, Judge, we submit that there is a high likelihood that he will reoffend as far as participating in other events like this, Judge, that they had that they could possibly
Okay, base black man, we'd love to see it. We'd love to see you arguing your points. I just wonder, is it like one of those things where you like don't really know what you're going to write about in your paper, so you keep like saying the same word over and over again? Or do you get like some sort of points, like brownie points with the judge if you keep saying judge over and over again? Let me know, because that was a little bit excessive, a little bit ass kissy, but we like your thoughts. We like your ideas overall. We love to see a based black man, beautiful. 9 out of 10, I would say. Okay. So what was the outcome of these court proceedings? 2 of the 6 privileged Antifa terror suspects who firebombed the Atlanta police cruiser after the cops shot the activist have been given a bail and I believe have been released. So 2 of the 6 Antifa protesters have been released on bond. Ivan Ferguson of Nevada and Graham Evett of Decatur. So I guess that was the local guy that man was just talking about. I wonder why they let him out. I'm very curious. So they were among those charged in the massive riots over the death of another protester who allegedly shot a police officer. They have been charged with a slew of felony and misdemeanor charges, including domestic terrorism, first-degree arson, and riot, but were granted a $355,000 bond on Monday. Others arrested in the protest will remain in prison without bond as proceedings against them continue. That's very interesting. All 6 were detained after they allegedly set fire to a police cruiser in protest of the police-involved killing of Antifa activists. So I think that these people are separate from the initial 7 that were actually detained and arrested that were camping out in the forest. So these were like on site, like during the riot, protesters that got arrested that came from all over the country. So again, the people, they're coming from all over the country, not only to camp out in the forest, but to protest. They're shipping in protesters, guys. Who's doing it? Please let me know. What the fork? What the actual living fork, okay? I need to know. Okay, so here's again, picture of the guy, rest in peace to you. Truly tragic, you lost your life. You should have been, you're a nice looking young man. What is going on with you? What was going on with you? Very sad, tragic situation, but you should have been, not doing what you're doing. I'm sorry. Not to say that, like, oh, he got what he was coming from. No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying that, like, what is the purpose of all of this? If you care about life, if you care about other people, then why are you putting people in jeopardy by doing something that you know is wrong and that you've already been, reprimanded by police on? It just doesn't seem conducive to a proper movement, that actually is meaningful. So anyways, guys, what do y'all think? Here are the 4 that are going to remain in jail. Wow, look at these people. Okay, alrighty. So, Naja, I'm sorry, I choked, got gagged. Naja Gayer, 24, from Nashville, Tennessee. Madeline Fiola, Spokane, Washington. She looks like she's from Washington. She does. I could have called that, okay? Francis Carroll, who is the rich son of the doctor from Maine, and Emily Murphy, 37, from Grosse Isle, Michigan. Very fitting. Will remain in jail until their next court appearances, which have not yet been scheduled. So interesting. And Governor Brian Kemp tweeted, only one perpetrator arrested during Saturday's riots is from Georgia. None of those arrested during last week's operation are from Georgia. So meaning all the people that were in the forest, which is still blows my mind, y'all. Law enforcement demonstrated how quickly we shut down those trying to import violence from other states, and we'll continue to do so. Well, wow, Governor Brian Kemp, aren't you just fucking great? Wow, good for you. Anywho, so, yeah, it's very weird, though. Very odd that all these people were shipped in for this. I mean, what are y'all doing? What is your cause? What? Kill cops. Wow. So that's a friendly message. I mean, you know, if the cops are coming into the forest and then they run up on this message here, what do you think they're going to think? What do you think they're going to then feel, you know, looking at this? They're going to have warm fuzzies about you guys. Yeah, messaging is a little aggressive there. But very odd. Where are these people coming from? Who is funding this? I think that is the most important question at this point. I think that is the number one question that needs to be answered. And then we also need to know, you know, basically like, you know, where is the footage? Where is the proof? Where is the receipts to back up everything that was said in regards to all of the stuff that led up to these riots and these so-called protesters being fired upon and them firing upon police? You know, this would shut down a lot of criticism. This would shut down a lot of questions. So can we get some sort of ball rolling on those two things? You know, maybe, is that too much to ask for? I don't know. Y'all, please let me know in the comments down below. What did you think of this video? Please like it if you liked it. You know, give me, subscribe to the channel, y'all. I would love that. It would mean so much to me, and it already is very meaningful to me that you guys are here. If you're still here, I thank you so much, guys. So y'all let me know, and you know, until next time, guys, we will see y'all later. Okay, bye.
I'm gonna finish. La la
la, wait till I get my money right.
Tupac told me back in the days, you know, you had to get your money right and then you go to war. So I'm going to war.
Excuse me, was you saying something? You can't tell me nothing.
Y'all finally touched the person that's not gonna take it anymore.
You can't tell me nothing.
Okay, can I finish?
Interview adjourned. Peace.